Yo, what is up, guys? Sorry about the last couple weeks. It's just been a little Looney Tunes here at the King household. But we're back, baby. Little Ethiopian blend. It's like a medium dark roast. It's tasty. From Robbie Distels. Got some stuff coming up, some new t-shirts that we're working on. Hopefully I should have mock-ups by next week on those. And then a couple other things that I'm efforting. So stay tuned. These will be on the regular now on Monday. Now that schedule is kind of back to normal, summertime, all that good stuff. Little dude doesn't go back for another couple weeks, but we're on a better rhythm now. Today I wanted to kind of wrap up, do my wrap up with the intuitive eating cycle. My biggest takeaway from these 8 weeks and from this final 8 weeks is that it's a process, and it's always going to be a process. And it takes time, and nothing's too easy. And realizing that some of the faults that I have that have been exposed through this process is something that it's continuous. I talked about in a previous video that, coming to the realization that there might be certain things physically, like my elbows. I'm just kidding. It's not really my elbows. That I might not like. And then it's just like, that's okay. And that's something I can work on, but, it might just be kind of is what it is. But understanding why I might have some of these feelings or why I might have some of these urges and where is this really coming from, and just having a little bit of better relationship in food. The biggest one I took away from this last video was and I'm going to screw this up, but the orthorexia, which is the essentially obsession over healthy food. And I found that really interesting. I never heard that term before. And that really hits home for me, because that's a big one for me, is that, if I don't eat 100% clean or whatever, that everything's going to fall apart. I've even talked to Kelly about this. We've laughed about it. Is that I'll be so stupid that I'll start to feel guilty about eating too many carrots, eating too much healthy food. I start to be like, man, I've had a lot of carrots today. I've already had an apple. Maybe I shouldn't have another apple. Instead of just being like, I'm kind of hungry. It's hot outside. I want a piece of fruit. Have a piece of fruit. Now, I'm not saying, just give into everything and only eat, have the variety, but also don't, beat yourself up emotionally, physically, whatever, because, you had an extra apple or some carrots or some broccoli or some potatoes or pocket, whatever, even if it is something that isn't the healthiest thing in the world. So that was a good one. I really like that. And there was some good reflection in there. But, for all you guys, I would spend time and kind of go back through, let it digest, and then maybe go back through some of the principles and kind of, take a deeper dive, and then use those principles as something to check in, when, so you can get them in tune, so that you can be like, I feel like I'm starting to slip, and you can go back to that week 3 video, and then reissue it. And if it helps to have more of a hardbound, we also have printouts and stuff that we can get you guys if you would like those. I know for me, sometimes I like that physicalness. I actually, the original printout that Kelly gave me, I keep in my binder. I have a binder that I use for the coach schedule, for my programming, for other stuff I'm working on. I have them in little dividers, like I'm in high school. And sorry, got a text from one of Barrett's friends' parents. So I got, so I put them in there, and I'll kind of go back through and be like, what principle is that? And I'll kind of flip through it real quick, and I found that really useful. So yeah, keep it up, stay on the path. Remember, it's a process. Consistency is the key. Not being too dogmatic about these things and not beating yourself up, and still allowing yourself to live your life. It's like I talked about, not only with food but with training. Like, what's the point in doing all this training if I can't take a day off to go to Legoland, or to go on a hike with my son, or to, like, what am I doing all this fitness for? We can get lost in the crossfittiness of it. At least I do. So, something to kind of think about. Kelly and I will be working over the next couple weeks as far as flushing out what we want to do next, because it's definitely something we want to continue, these kind of cycles, almost kind of like a strength cycle. Like, do a cycle 8 weeks in this instance, have a deload or a decompression, right? Kind of like take a step back, reevaluate, maybe give it 3 to 4 weeks of like a break, we're taking a break, and then hit another 8-week cycle. So over the course of a year, we have these really nice 4 kind of 8-week cycles is what I'm thinking about. I almost think about it like quarterly, right? So every 3 months, there's 8 weeks on, 4 weeks kind of off, hypothetically. And then kind of just continue that process and maybe evolve more into the intuitive eating, and then more into other facets of nutrition. This is where you guys come into play, is your feedback, right? What do you want to see? What are you interested in? Put it in the comments, contact Kelly or I, let us know. As far as the Cup of the Joe stuff coming up next week, I'm going to do a shoe review. I'm going to get a lot of questions about footwear lately. So I'm going to kind of review what I've been doing, what I've been wearing, as well as just kind of like what I've, heard or learned or taken from other people as far as what they like about X and Y. So some different shoe stuff. I've been doing some product testing for Lululemon for the training shoe. So I'm going to have some feedback on that. And yeah, we'll get after it. But yeah, thank you guys. Sorry again for the infrequency of the video over the last couple of weeks. I know it's been a little wacky, but I'm back on it. And thank you for your patience, and thanks for all the hard work. And, like I said, be engaged, like, comment, all that stuff. I say that because I'm not trying to like monetize a YouTube channel, but because this is how we grow, is by asking questions. But yeah, other than that, Barrett, anything for the people?
Bye-bye.
He says bye-bye. I'll say, see you at the box. Deuces.